So yesterday we have seen about so how to write our first script, right? How to launch the Chrome browser. Okay. So now today we are going to see how to launch other browsers. Okay. So there are different other browsers that Selenium supports. So what are the different browsers that Selenium supports? Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Edge, and Opera. Okay. Now let us see few browsers. As of now, we are able to open Chrome browser. Now let us see with Edge browser. Okay. Now let us see with Edge browser and Firefox browser. Okay. So yeah. So for that, the same code we need to write, but when we are creating an object, so this particular statement will change, and the first statement will change. Okay, these two statements will change, and the path we have to download the corresponding driver with respect to corresponding browser. We need to download, and we need to give that particular path here, and we need to create an object for the corresponding driver. Okay, if you're working with any of the browsers. Now let us see how to work with the Edge browser and Firefox browser. Okay, different other browsers. So for that, so let me create here only. I'm going to write the code. So let me comment out the code. Right. So first two lines I'm going to comment out, or else I'm commenting out the complete all the lines of code. Now let us see how to launch the Edge browser. So Edge browser is something which will be available in Windows here. So Microsoft Edge. Internet Explorer is different. Edge is different. There are two different browsers will be there. So this is Edge browser, which I'm trying to open now. Right here, I can perform any operations once I can launch the application. Right. So let us try to launch the application in this particular browser. And then one more browser that we're going to see it now is a Firefox browser. So Firefox browser is something which looks like this. Okay, this is a Firefox browser. Okay, let us try to launch these two browsers. As of now, we have worked only with Chrome browser. Okay. So for that purpose, if I want to work with Edge browser, so I need to create an object for the Edge browser. Okay. So the first line is here. We need to create new, and then write some lines, Edge, something like this, and control space bar. You will get these options. So we need to create an Edge driver. So before creating of this Edge driver, we need to download the corresponding driver, right? So then again, we have to go to the official website and we have to download the corresponding Edge driver. So now let us go to the official website and download the Edge version. So I'm going to the official website of Selenium. I'm going to documentation section, right? And I'm clicking on WebDriver because currently we're working with WebDriver. So here we need to, I want to get started with the WebDriver. So click on Get Started, and here click on Install Drivers, right? So click on Install Drivers, and we have to download we are trying to work with Edge browser. So we need to download the Edge driver. Okay. So click on Download section here. Okay. Now there is a stable version which is available. Okay. So its available version is 99.0.1150. Now first let us check the Edge browser version. The corresponding version driver only we have to download. If you want to download old versions, so you'll have all the released old versions will be available here. Okay, recent versions. Okay, so now let us see what is the Edge version that we have. Open the Edge browser. Click on these three icons here and go to Help and Feedback about Microsoft Edge. Once you click this, so normally you will get this particular version here. So currently it is updating. So one more version is available. So currently it is updating now. So the version is 99.0. So the version that we have here, that is also 99.0. Okay. So let us try to download the latest version. Okay, I think it is updated. Let me restart the version of the Edge driver. So we have 99.0, 1150.52. Okay, let us see if the same version is available here. The same version is available. Okay, so download the stable version. So now click on this. So there are two things are available, x86 and x64 for Windows. So this is for Mac, this is for Linux. So for Windows, we have x86 and x64. It's based on the operating system type. what is the bit version that your operating system has. How to know which version you have to download. So for that, you need to know which bit version of your operating system is. For that purpose, open the normal Windows. Go to this PC. Okay. Here, right click on the and open the properties. Okay. Go to this particular page and right click and open the properties. Okay. In the properties, once you open the properties, you will see what kind of bit version it is. System supports. So mine is 64-bit operating system. Okay, normally we have 2-bit operating systems. We have 64-bit operating system or 32-bit operating system. If it is a 64-bit operating system, as I can see in my machine, it is a 64-bit operating system. I have to download x64 driver. If it is a 32-bit operating system, then you have to download x86. Okay, so mine is a 64-bit. I'm going to download x64. If it is a 32-bit operating system, you have to download x86. So let me click on x64. The corresponding Edge driver will download. Okay, so it's downloaded. Open the folder where it got downloaded. Let me cut this and put it in the C drive where I'm storing all the drivers. Okay. Here I'm going to keep all the drivers, and this is a zip file. As you can see. So just a second. So this is a zip file again. This Edge driver. So we need to extract this. So extract here. Okay. So we have extracted this. So now I can delete this one. Open this folder which you have extracted now, and then we have this driver information. Okay. So this is a driver. This we don't need. This driver nodes. Delete it. So this is a driver that we have. So now we have to give this particular path. Okay. Till this particular path we need to give, and also the corresponding driver you need to mention before launching the Edge driver. Okay. So now let us write this statement where we need to provide the driver path. Okay. Here we need to provide the driver path. Okay. So copy the path and provide here. Okay. And then the corresponding file name also you have to just click on like rename, and then you can copy the complete with the .exe extension. Complete name you have to copy, and then instead of Chrome driver, just put that. So this is the path of the driver, the complete path. Now once you give this, you have to change this also. So previously we were using webdriver.chrome.driver. Now we have to use webdriver.edge.driver. So how to know what we need to keep here? So for that purpose, I have written some information. Like let me give that information. What exactly we need to put here? Okay. Let me close the Edge browser, and then that's not the info. Just a second. Let me open that. Yeah. Okay, this is the information that you can give for different browsers. This is for Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Opera. So currently we are trying to use Edge, right? So this is how we need to give webdriver.edge.driver, right? So let me copy this and put it here because we are trying to launch the Edge driver. You have to give the corresponding path, and you have to set this particular property we need to set. This is predefined. This is what Selenium asking us to provide. Okay, this is not our user defined things. So now once we give this, we can launch the Edge driver now. Okay, so let me try to launch the Edge driver. Okay, we're able to launch the Edge browser with the help of Edge driver. Let me close this. Now I can use the same command to maximize the window and to open the corresponding website. Okay, so let me run this now. Okay, we're able to maximize the window and we are able to launch the application as well. Okay, so this is about the Edge driver. Now let us try to launch another driver, another browser called Firefox browser. Okay, so let me comment this code. And now again I have to create WebDriver. Driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Okay, and here we need to set the property. System dot S is capital. System dot set property. Okay, and then we have to give the path of the Firefox driver in the second parameter and the corresponding parameter, what kind of the browser, the driver that we are trying to launch, that we need to provide here. So if you're trying to launch this particular driver, so for Firefox, the naming will be different, not webdriver.firefox.driver. So normally with the driver which opens the browser, Firefox browser, we call it as Gecko driver. Okay, so we call it as Gecko driver. So the driver which opens the Firefox browser, we call it as Gecko driver. We have to download the Gecko driver and we have to give the path of the Gecko driver here. And then you have to give the corresponding parameter. Okay, here first parameter, what we need to give, we want to launch with the Firefox, you have to give the webdriver.gecko.driver. Okay, for Firefox browser only. Here we give that particular code and here we need to give the path of the Gecko driver. So first let us try to download the Gecko driver. Okay, again go to the download section, come back. Again, see the install driver section. We have downloaded Chrome, we have downloaded it. Now we are trying to work with Firefox. Now click on the download section here. Okay, so it will take us to this particular page, and I want to download the latest version. Okay, now yeah, there are multiple versions are available. The latest version is 0.30. Okay, this is the latest version. If you can download that latest version, come down here, you can download. These are the different Gecko drivers that are available. Okay, under the assets, you can download the corresponding Gecko driver. Mine is a 64-bit operating system. That is the reason I'm trying to download this particular win64.zip. If it is a 32-bit operating system, you have to download win32.zip. These two are for Windows. Okay, I'm trying to download this driver, Gecko driver. Okay, I'm going to open the folder. I'm going to copy this and put it in my location under softs, under drivers. I'm going to keep it here. So this is a zip file. I'm going to extract it. Okay, extract it to this particular folder. So this is not required. I'm going to delete this. So inside this, I have the corresponding Gecko driver. We need to give the path of this. First, let me copy the path of this. Okay, right, and then double slash and the name of the driver. Now gecko driver.exe. Go to rename, try to rename it so that we'll get edit option so that you can copy the complete text. Okay, in this way we can launch the corresponding Firefox driver. Now let us try to launch the Firefox driver, run as Java application. We are able to launch the Firefox browser. If you see here the icon, the Firefox browser is opened. Let me close this and let us try to launch the application in Firefox browser and maximize the window. Okay, now let me run this. Okay, so we're able to launch the application. So this is about multiple drivers, how to launch the multiple drivers. The same thing can try with IE, Internet Explorer and Opera browser if you want. Okay, and let me know if you face any issues. We'll see. But most of the things, so Internet Explorer, we're not going to use it after June because it is getting deprecated. Because that is also a Microsoft browser and Edge also Microsoft browser. So they're not going to use it Internet Explorer from June onwards. They're going to deprecate it. So from there you will have only Edge browser. Okay. So that is the reason. So you better use these three browsers. Mostly we use these three browsers only. So this is about launching different browsers. Any questions as of now?
So is it possible to, run all the drives at a time?
All the
Browsers at a time.
All the browsers at a time, that is possible. That is called as parallel execution, but not like this. So you have to use some framework for that.
Okay.
Some tools that we need to use. So as of now, so we are concentrating on only one browser. So multiple browsers how to open, that we'll see when we're talking about test engine. Okay, not now. We can do that. Parallel execution, we can do that. We can launch two browsers at a single point of time, that we call as cross-browser testing. Multiple browsers. Cross-browser testing means we launch the two browsers at the same point of time, or three browsers, it depends, and we test the application. Okay. So as of now, in the complete Selenium sessions, okay, we are going to only see the Chrome browser only, because that is the most popularly used browser. Okay, the concept is same. Only launching is different will be there, but remaining things are same. Okay. So this is about the launching the browsers. Now we have to understand one more concept called, right? So let me open some sample website, Orange HRM. The same. This is a sample website for automation testing purpose. Okay, we can use this website. Okay. So now I launched the browser, I opened the application. So normally when you're doing manual testing, so you'll be doing different stuff in the application. Like you're entering the text, logging into, you're checking different navigations, checking different text. Okay, validations, different validations you're doing. The same thing we are trying to do with Selenium, right? So now, yeah, I want to enter some text in this username. I want to enter some text in this particular, okay, password field, and I want to click on this button. So where I can navigate to home page. So all these actions I want to do is in Selenium, so that I need to write some script using Selenium. So first, to do that, there is a mechanism that we need to do. The locating mechanism we need to know. We need to identify this particular element. Okay, we need to identify this text box, and we need to identify this text box, and we need to enter some text, right? So to identify this particular text box, we need to use some HTML code. We need to understand HTML code. So what is HTML code? We need to know first. So HTML code is nothing but it's a programming language. Okay, it's front-end programming language. Okay, where it is used to design the web pages. So first, let us know some basics of HTML, and then we will see how to interact with other elements, all these text boxes or buttons. Okay, so yeah, so first we'll see about the HTML basics. Okay, so let me close everything. Now we are going to discuss about some HTML basics so that we can automate the application, right? So what is HTML? We should know. Just give me a second. I have some notes here. Yeah. Hope everyone can see this. So HTML, the full form of HTML is hypertext markup language. Okay, it's a language where we use to design the web pages. I will show some sample website. I will try to design and I will show it to you now. Okay, so HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language where we used to design the web pages. Okay, so HTML files are normally saved with .html. How Java files are saving with .java extension, right? Similarly, HTML files will be saved with .html extension. Okay, so normally we have to start with a tag called HTML. Okay, so what is a tag? and what is HTML. So we will see now. Okay. So now first let us try to create some basic HTML web page, and then we'll see this particular theory part. So how to implement? So for that, let me open some Notepad. For designing purpose, I'm trying to use Notepad++. This you can download from the internet. Just search for Notepad++ and download. This is also some Notepad where we can write some text. We can save some text files kind of. And also I can write HTML code also. Okay. Let me open a new thing. Okay. So normally HTML code starts with a HTML tag. Okay, what is tag? So this is how the tag looks like. The HTML code, when you start writing HTML code, this is how normally you have to start with HTML tag. You have to use left arrow, right, and HTML, and then right arrow. So this is called as tag. If you want to write HTML code, you have to start your code with HTML tag. And then this is a starting, and in between write some code, and you have to, once you write your code, and you have to end the HTML tag. So how to end the HTML tag? So this is how you have to end the HTML tag, using a slash and then HTML. Okay, this slash, whenever you see this slash, this is nothing but end of the tag. This is the starting of the tag, HTML tag, and this is the end of the HTML tag. If you want to write HTML code, you have to start with this particular tag. In between, we can add some code so that we can design the web page. So designing of the web page is nothing but I can add some text box, I can add some password, I can add some login buttons. All these buttons I can add as part of designing. Okay, so we will see that how to add that. So first, let me save this file. Okay, let me save this file in the desktop. Okay, so as I'm giving some name, like sample HTML, sample HTML code. So this I need to save it as a type, not text file. This is not a text file. Normally text file has an extension of .txt. So this is an HTML file. So we have to end with .html. So here I'm going to save this file as .html, hypertext markup language. There is an option will be there. Under save as, you will have an option to select the hypertext markup language. Okay, now this will be saved with .html extension, and click on save. Okay, so let me show that how it's saved. So normally it will be saved in the desktop. Just a second. Yeah, this one. Sorry. Okay. So this is a HTML file. Normally it is showing like a Chrome option, right? So normally, because I have given, I want to open this as a Chrome browser. That is the reason I have given it. That is the reason it's showing as Chrome. So this is a HTML file that I have saved now. So now I want to write some code inside this so that I can design the web page. I want to add some text box. I want to create this password field, and then I want to create some login. Okay. So first let me open this HTML. In any browser you can open. So normally you can open in any browser. So you can choose open with, and you can choose any of the browser to open this particular HTML file. So I'm trying to open in Chrome browser. This is the default browser that I have given to open this particular file. So let me double click and open in Chrome. So I have a page which is completely blank. Now if I'll write some code where it adds some text boxes and password fields and login buttons, I'll try to add here. So how to add, we will see that. So inside the HTML tag, we have two more main tags are there. So these we call it as tags, right? So inside the HTML tag, so we have to add two more tags. So one is the body tag, one is the head tag. So let me try to add that. So once you save this as HTML, so we can write Notepad++ supports for HTML code writing. Okay, it is give us some suggestions how to write. Okay, these are which are related to HTML. Okay, now I want to give head tag. I'm able to see head here. Just select this and close this. Okay, this is the starting of the head tag, and this is the ending of the head tag. Similarly, we'll having one more tag called body tag inside the HTML only. So starts with body and ends with body. These are the main two tags that are available in any HTML code. Okay. Now under the head tag, so normally head tag will be used, right, where we can put some properties with respect to browser, that particular website. Okay, but elements, all the elements, text boxes, login buttons, okay, everything you can add, whatever you want to design. If you want to add some images to the web page, whatever you want to do, those you have to do under body. So we mostly deal with body part, not with the head part, because all the elements are available in the under the body section only. Head section is to give some properties for the web page, some basic properties. What is the title of the web page and some metadata, some data, so that we don't want to know in detail, but we should know about title. Okay, so let me give title here under the head, which is some property to identify the web page kind of. So title, and title will end with title tag. Right? Between the title, I'm going to give some text. Okay, now I title of this web page is as a login page. My website is Easy Buy website, right? Easy Buy. This is I'm trying to design login page. There are multiple pages available, right? I can design any of the page. So normally HTML will be used to design the web pages. So once I save this, okay, Control S, I saved this file. I already opened this particular file, right? So here, if you see at the tab level, you are able to see sample HTML code, some name of the file. Now, if I refresh this particular page, it is changed to Easy Buy login. Why it saved? It saved. I mean, the name got changed because of the title which we gave. Okay, because we have given the title. So normally, whenever there is a title in the under the head section, the text which is present in between the title, starting title tag and ending title tag, in between we have some text. This text will be displayed at the tab level. This is a tab. This is one tab. This is another tab. Multiple tabs we can open in the browser, right? At the tab level, you can see this particular code. And I want to see how what HTML code that I have written for this particular page. As of now, I'm writing this. I know this. But if I want to see the HTML code, you have to see right click on the page and click on inspect element on the page itself so that you can see the code here itself. Click on inspect. When you click on inspect, so this is the HTML code here. Under the element section, we have the HTML code. We have designed, we have given HTML under head. We have created two tags, head and body, correct? Under the head section, we added the title also. Correct? So this title normally will be displayed at the tab level. So that's it. We should know only title part under the head section. If you want to add any element within the page, okay, inside this blank screen, there are no elements are present. Nothing is present. No text box is present. No link. Nothing we have designed as of now. If you want to add all those things, we have to add under body tag only. As of now, body tag is empty. We haven't added anything. So now let us try to add some details here. Some login page. Let us try to design some login page. Okay. So now what I do is here under the body section. So let me add login. So normally input fields, text fields, where we enter some text. So those should start with input tag. Okay. Input tag. So this is a tag name. Input, and input ends with. Okay. And inside this, you have to give something like this. So this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. Inside the starting tag, after the input, we have to give type is equal to text because we want to enter some text, right? Type is equal to text. Okay. Type is equal to text. This is an input field where type is equal to text. So now I already opened this particular file, this HTML code file, and inside the browser, right? I opened in the browser. Now I added this particular field, input field with type text. This is a text box. So this is a code to add a text box inside this particular page. Now if I refresh the page, now what will happen? I will get the text box here. So let's see. So this is a text box. I'm zoomed it where we can enter some text. Okay. So this is how we have to design the HTML page. So this is a text box. So as of now, we don't know what kind of text box, whether it is a username field or password, we don't know, right? So normally if you see any website, so normally you'll have some text, username, like password. Normally this is not there here. They have given some icon, some image. But as of now, let us try to understand what kind of field it is. Let us try to put some text before this. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some label to the. First, I add some label, which is label text, label tag, and with label tag. Inside this, I'm going to add in between. I'm going to add some data. So this is a username field. I save this, and then I run this. Okay. So this is a label that I'm going to add. So in between, let me minimize this. So in between the tag, whatever you write under the body section, so in between the tags, whatever the text that you want to, that you will put, right? So that will be displayed here on the web page. Okay. So that we call it as visible text. Okay. So now whatever the text that we keep here in between the tags, any tag, not only label, there are multiple tags available. So links also available where we keep some text here. So that text will be displayed here on the web page as a visible text. Okay. So now username we have created. Now we have to create password also, right? So let us try to create the password. So password is also normal input field, correct? So let's say this is also password field. So in this is also input field. Here, whatever the text that you're entering, we're able to see it because this is the input field with type text. So now I want to enter some text where I should not see this text because this is a password, right? So this is also an input field, but type will change. So now I'm going to copy the same code, input, right? And then here type will change. It's not a text field. So if you put text, I can see the text, whatever I'm entering. Now here I have to put password. If I put type is equal to password, then we'll add input field. But whatever the text that we're entering, we cannot see because there is a password. Now let me refresh the page. There is one more field got added. This is a password field. If I try to enter anything, we cannot see that because type is password. And now there is no label for this. Let us try to add some label. Let us try to add some label. It's nothing but the password to know what kind of field it is. Let me save this, save the file, and then refresh the page. Okay. So here, now I can see one after the other, right? Side by side, we are seeing it. Now I want to see up and down. So I need to give a break after this particular text input field. How to give a break? So after this text input field, I want to give a break. It's nothing but BR. Okay. So no need to close this BR. Just give simple tag. That's it. No need to close this particular BR tag. Okay. Just give BR and then save the file and refresh the page. Okay. And then these are like merged, right? I want to give one more break. 2 breaks I want to give. Let me refresh the page. So this is how it will display. Username field and then password field. Now I want to add some login button. Okay. I need a login button also, right? If you want to design some web page. So for that purpose, again, I'm going to give some break, 2 breaks. And then I'm going to design a login button. So how to give a login button? So login button, normally we have a tag button. Okay. And end with a button tag. So now here, if you want to give some text, so let me refresh the page. So there is a button added, but there is no text. Normally for buttons, we'll have some text, right? Now we are able to see login here in this web page. I need some text inside this web button. So if you want that, so what I need to do is here under value, you have to give value is equal to login. Okay, for buttons. So, value is equal to login. Okay, in between, above, in between the like, so this is the button where we need the text here inside the button. So we have to give under value. So let me I saved this file. Let me refresh this. Whether we'll see, I think not the value. I think in between, let us try to give. So login. Okay, so in between the text only. Okay. So this is how we can design. So in between the text we give, that will be displayed for this particular login button. So this is how we need to create some web pages like this. So we need to understand HTML structure, how it will look like. Then we can try to automate the scenarios. Automation nothing but we are going to identify these HTML input elements. So if you want to enter some text, we need to identify this HTML input tag. If you want to enter some password, we need to identify this HTML input tag. If you want to click on the button, you need to identify this button. Okay, so that we need HTML code knowledge also. Clear everyone? Any questions as of now? Hope everyone clear.
It's clear.
Any questions? It's easy only, right? HTML will be easy only. Okay, but you should know for what kind of element, what kind of code you need to write. That you should know. So along with the input elements, along with apart from the type, we have different other things will be available. So normally we call these as attributes. Okay, inside a tag we'll have some attributes listed here. So this is a visible text, username, password, login, where we can see the text on the web page, and these are called attributes. Okay, so the type is nothing but the attribute name, and text is nothing but the attribute value. So complete type is equal to text, we call it as attribute. We can have n number of attributes for any input element or any element. We can have, so we can have ID also. There is ID is one attribute where we can some text. Okay, so this select uname, and then we can give some name. There are multiple attributes will be there. Okay, so for every element we have a multiple attributes will be available. Similarly, we can have for this input also, for this particular button also we can add some ID is equal to. Okay, so sample I'm giving, but we can have n number of attributes we'll be seeing for any element. So these are called attributes. For every attribute we have an attribute name and corresponding attribute value. Okay, and if we talk about HTML, the starting tag of HTML code starts with HTML tag only. Inside HTML tag, we have two main tags. One is head tag and one is a body tag. Head tag contains the normal properties of the web pages, but all the elements that we are going to design, so those we have to place it under body tag. Okay, so here HTML, and one more thing we need to terminology that we need to follow. What exactly we have to call is, so HTML is a parent tag for all the elements or all the different tags. HTML is a parent tag, and here HTML contains two child tags, which is one is head tag and another one is a body tag. Okay, HTML is a parent tag. HTML contains two childs because these are in the same hierarchy, same level. If you see, okay, so head is one child and body is another child for the HTML. So HTML is a parent. If we talk about title, so here head is the parent. Inside the head tag, so this is a starting tag and this is the ending tag. In between we have title tag. So here title becomes the child of head. Okay. In between the HTML, we have two tags. Those are the childs of HTML. Inside that head, we have title. So this is called as child for head. And also for body, we have different child elements. So this label element, complete label element is a child, and this complete input element is a child. Okay, this BR is a child, label is a child, input is a child. All the things that are present inside the body are childs of body. Here body we call it as a parent. Okay, so that's about HTML introduction and the terminology that we need to call. And each and everything we call it as a web element. Okay, here input is a web element, here label is a web element, and then here again in one more input password is a web element, button is a web element. Whatever we see, that is called as web element. Okay, so parent, childs, and then everything is a web element. And then inside the tag, every element has a tag, starting tag, ending tag, and also some attributes are present for every web element. Clear everyone terminology? Okay, so this terminology we are going to use it forward. I'll tell like web element, so you can understand. So this completely is a web element. I'll tell attribute. We need to identify this attribute. So that attributes are nothing but which are present inside the tag, kind of. Okay, so parent and child I'll tell. So we have to understand what exactly the parent and child means. Okay. So this is about basic HTML structure. Hope everyone clear. Okay, using
Sir,
these web elements. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, sir. Sir, for usually HTML forward slash will be double, right, sir? Here, end of this HTML, you have given only one forward slash.
No, if you want to end any HTML tag, you have to give single slash only, no double slash. Nowhere you will find the double slash.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, HTML, the tags will start with normally and then ends with single slash. Okay,
Okay,
single slash, single forward slash.
okay.
Double slash you should never put. Okay,
Okay.
and also we can self close the tag itself. So currently I have started with input tag, and then I'm trying to close with input, right? So
Yes,
we
sir.
can self close the tag also. You don't need to give input also, but you have to give forward slash here. This is a self closing. This
Okay.
tag itself, self closing the tag. In this way also we can write self closing of the tag.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but if you want to put some text in between this, you have to close it like this only. Here we are not going to give any text because input and type is equal to text. This works for us to enter some text box, to design some text box, right? We are not entering any text in between. We don't need any text. So that is the reason we can self close the tag also like this, self closing. Okay, so this is
Copy,
about the
sir.
designing of HTML. Okay, if you know this HTML structure, how it looks like, so eventually we'll try to learn different elements available. As of now, we have seen only buttons and text boxes or password fields. So eventually we'll see different other type of elements when we're dealing with those elements. Okay, one by one we will see. It's how exactly the HTML code will look like, how to work on those elements. Okay, we'll see one by one. So as of now, this, if you know this, that is more than enough for now. Okay. So now, so we know about HTML, right? So now what we can do is, what exactly happened? We get some mistake. That is the reason we're not able to. Here S is there. That is the reason we are not able to see. No. Okay, quotation is missing. Huh? Okay, great. Nice catch. Okay. That's it. So now this is about HTML basics. So we learned about HTML basics also. Now we will see some browser commands. So this dealing with these web elements, okay, entering some text, and then these things we will see later. So before going to this, so let us see some browser commands. We have different browser commands are available. So what exactly browser commands? What is the use of those browser commands? We'll learn that. Okay. So today we're going to learn about, apart from HTML, we are going to learn about browser commands. Okay. So these are the different browser commands available. Just a second. Yes. So these are the different browser commands available. Around 6 browser commands available. Okay. So for this purpose, we don't need to identify any element also. Normally, if you want to perform any operation like entering the text into the text box or clicking on the login button, we need to identify the element based on the HTML code. For these browser commands, we don't need to find any HTML code. We can directly apply on the complete browser, not on the elements, right? Not on the text boxes, not on the elements that we see on the web page. This will apply for complete browser, not for only the elements. Okay, browser specific, how we can do. So if you want to work with what exactly the current URL is there, if you want to launch the URL, and then we have different other things like if you want to close the browser, if you want to maximize the window, there are different things are available, right? So let us see some few basic browser commands which can applicable on the complete browser. So the first one as part of the browser commands is driver.get. So this we already seen. So why driver.get will be used? To launch the website, to launch the application, we use driver.get. And inside we have to pass the string URL. Okay, so driver.get accepts the string parameter where we need to pass the URL inside the double quotes. This will open the browser, not browser. This will not open the browser. This will launch the application once we open the browser, right? So this method will open a new web page in the current browser window. Whatever the browser that we have opened, if you want to open some website, so here this command you have to use driver.get command. Okay, so we already seen that. So driver.get command, how it will be useful. Inside the driver.get, we normally pass the, in the double quotes, we pass the URL of the application. So we will see one by one again. Okay. So from now onwards, we are concentrating only on the Chrome browser. Okay. So let me create a package to work with the browser commands. I'll name it as browser commands and click on finish. Okay, I'm going to create a class. Nothing but browser commands. I want public static void main and then click on finish. Okay. If you want to work with any of the browser commands, first we need to launch the browser, right? That's same, the code is same. So for that purpose, I'm reusing the code, existing code, which we use for launching the application. Right? Once we launch the application, let us try to import this because we haven't imported any package from the Selenium. We're getting errors here because these are the classes and interfaces which are available under some package which are developed by Selenium. So we need to import the corresponding package if you want to use these interfaces and the classes. So let me import this WebDriver interface from org.openqi.selenium. Right? Again, put your mouse on the Chrome driver. Import this from org.openqi.selenium.chrome. Okay, I have imported the corresponding classes from the corresponding packages. Okay, this is the package, and this is the package. So this is the interface, and this is the class that we have imported. So now I'm going to work with the different browser commands. Okay, we already worked with the browser commands. The first one is the driver.get. Right? This is one of the most popularly used because without launching the website, we cannot do anything. We cannot automate our test case. So this is the first one, and we will see the remaining things. So driver.get title. So what this will do? So when we are designing the web page, normally we have given title under the head section. Did you remember? Under the head section, we have given the title, right? So normally if you open the website, that particular website, okay, this is a HTML code. This is what we have designed, right? Let me inspect this. I want to see the HTML code in the website itself. Okay. Right click and click on inspect. And then we can see the head and we can see the body. Okay. So normally, so we have given label and we have given two breaks, input and label. If you put your mouse on this particular HTML code, the corresponding element, web element will be highlighted. Currently, we are highlighting the username web element. And if you put your mouse on the input, the corresponding input field is highlighted. Okay, we can highlight. We can know what kind of code, so where the element is getting highlighted. So normally, if you want to automate any application, if you want to some text or whatever you want to do, normally you want to identify, right? So this is how the code, if you want to identify what HTML code that you have written, so you just need to put your mouse here. Or else you can do one more way. So click on this inspect element here. Click on this inspect icon, arrow icon will be there here. And then you can click on any element. Move your mouse and then click on any element. The corresponding element will be selected here in the HTML. In this way also can identify the corresponding web element. Okay. So all the elements that we see on the web page are called web elements, where we have certain tag and different attributes. Here. So now we have a head body and we have a body. I mean, we have a head tag and we have a body tag. Under the head tag, we have given the title. So this title normally will be displayed here under the tab section, right? If you want to know what kind of title they have, if you want to know the title, if you want to get the title, so you have to use this particular command, driver.get title. The text which is present in the title tag, the text will be coming, like it will be retrieved. Okay. So now let us try to use the driver.get title command here. So once I open the web page, right? So this is a web page normally opened. I want to know this particular HTML code. So right click on this particular page, inspect. See, there are multiple elements are present under the body section. If you see, there are multiple elements are present. Okay, all these are present body section only. We have under HTML, we have head and we have body. If you open head section, there are again other attributes also present, multiple attributes also present, which are nothing but basically the property.
Screen is not visible.
Screen is not visible for everyone.
It's visible, sir.
Visible.
Visible, sir.
Yeah, for everyone it is visible. Could you please launch again or reopen again? Okay. So for this particular page also they have given title, right? Orange HRM. So this you can see it on the tab level here. Orange HRM. Okay. So if you want to know the title, if you want to get the title, we can use this particular command, which is nothing but driver dot get title. So let me close this. This is not required anymore. So let me use the driver dot get title command. So here I'm going to use the driver. So we have to use this particular instance only. Once we create an object here, the same instance we have to use everywhere. So driver dot get title. This particular command gives us the title, which is nothing but the orange HRM. You can see the title here itself, orange HRM, or else you can see in the code also. So this particular command will give us this particular text, title text. So now what it is giving, it's a text, right? Which is nothing but a string. So even Selenium people has designed the method. This is a method they have designed in such a way that this method will return a string output. Method can return something, method cannot return something. Java concept. They didn't put void because this particular method should return the title of the web page. So they have given a string and then get title because this returns a string. Okay, you have to go through Java again if you're not able to understand. Okay, if you put your mouse on the get title, we can know this is giving us a string. So we can store this in a string. I'll name it as title. And I can print the title. So using this particular command, we can know the what kind of title that they have in the particular web page. So let me run this and see what exactly we are going to print it. It is opening the website. Once the loading is completed, then we are taking the title. Okay, now I think the execution is done. See here, we're able to get the title orange HRM. Okay, this is what we get orange HRM, which is nothing but the title we're able to retry from the application. Hope everyone clear. What driver.get title will do, it will give us the title of the current web page. What you open, it will give the corresponding title. Okay, clear everyone? Any questions?
No, sir.
Clear, right? Please everyone respond. Like I'm not sure like whether you're able to understand it or not.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, fine. If you have any questions at any point of time, you can stop me and ask. Okay. You don't listen blindly if you're not able to understand. Correct. So let us go to other browser command. So let me comment this as of now. So let us see other things. So what driver.get title will do? This method will return the title of the current web page, right? And this method does not accept any parameters. So method with parameters, method without parameters. So this method, we should not give any parameters. This method is not accepting any parameters. Okay, just driver.get title, it will give the current title of the web page. That's it. And the next one is driver.get current URL. By the name itself, we can know what exactly it will give us. Current URL of the web page. Okay, so this method will return the URL of the current web page, and also this method does not accept any parameters. Here we are not giving any parameters inside the method. So let us try to use driver.get current URL. This particular method will give us the current URL of the web page. So once we open the web page, so normally, right, this is how it will look like, and this is the current URL. So based on the page that you are in, this particular URL will change. The last 2-3 words will change based on the page that you are in. So you can get any particular current URL of the web page. Now let us try to log in, and I will see whether this is changing or not. Currently, this is the once you open the web page, this is the web page, right? Okay, now I'll try to log into the web page manually, and we'll see whether the URL is changing or not. Admin 123. So this is the username and this is the password. So now this is the URL. Okay, normally URL will change for every page, whatever the page that you're opening. Now once we log in, this is the URL. When we try to open the application for the first time, this is the login page where we need to provide username and password. Once we log into the application, this is the URL. We are in the dashboard page. For each and every page, this URL will change. Okay, whatever the page you are, if you use driver.get current URL, it will give us the current URL of the web page, whatever the URL you are in, right? So now I will use driver.get current URL after opening the web page only. Okay, I'm not using anywhere. So now what I'll do is, okay, so let me use driver.get current URL, and this is also gives us a string URL, which is nothing but a string value it will give. Let me store this in string. I'll name it as URL. So I want to print the what is the current page URL. Okay, so let me run this. We're opening the website and we're taking the current URL. So this is the current URL. Whatever I have opened, that is the current URL. You can use this command anywhere. As of now, we are not dealing with the elements. That is the reason I haven't shown other pages URLs, get current URL. So whenever you use get current URL, you'll get the current URL of the web page. So this particular URL will be printed now. We'll see that. Okay. Hope everyone clear about get current URL.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So next. So next one is get page source. So get page source. So what did get page source will do? So normally HTML code, whatever they have used to design the web page, the coding part you will get it as a string. If you use get page source, we call it a source code. Whatever the developers has designed, whether it is HTML code, normally we are dealing with HTML, right? So the normally front-end developers will be designing the pages using HTML code. That we call it as source code. So if you use get page source, the complete HTML code you will get it as a string. So we will see how we can get it. So now I'm going to use get page source once I launch the website. Driver dot get page source. Even this gives us a string, but that is a very large string. Complete HTML code you'll get. So I'm going to store it in a string and enter the source code, right? And I'm trying to print the complete source code for that particular website. Okay, again for every website, for every page that we are opening, the HTML code will change based on the elements that we have, right? Based on how they have designed. So now once I open the website, this particular login page will be opened like this, right? This particular HTML code, whatever you have seen, that will get it. You can open page source another way also. Right click on the page and view page source. Okay, right click on any page and select the view page source option. This will open another tab where we can see the complete coding part. Complete coding part which is expanded. Okay. See how much coding they have written, right? The complete code we will get once we use get page source. So we have a head tag, HTML tag, head, title. So this is a completion of head tag. Again, we have body tag. Inside the body, we have multiple elements. All these elements are under body tag only. A lot of code, lot of scripting they have used again inside the HTML. Okay. So let us try to run this command and try to print the source code. Okay. I think that is done. Okay. The complete source code, we are able to print it. If you want to know how many characters of code they have written, so for a string, we have different string methods are there. If you want to know the how many characters are present inside a string, what exactly you need to use? What method you need to use? String method. What method you need to use if you want to know the characters of a string? How many characters are present inside a string? Huh? String methods we have discussed already. If you want to know how many characters are present inside a string, so what is the method that we need to use to know the length of the string? Forgot. Okay, we can't do anything. So we have to use
Length.
corresponding string dot length. Okay, just go and watch the string methods again. String dot length. This command will give the how many characters are present inside a string. If it is hello, 5 characters are present. So here string contains lot of code. So each one is a one character. This left arrow is a one character, A is a one character. Okay, if you put ampersand, that is a character. Everything is a character. How many characters are present? This length method will give us. This is one of the string method that we have discussed already, but you people have forgot. That is fine. Okay, just go and watch, practice. Listening itself it will not help you, even in future. You have to practice. So let me run this and see how many characters of code that I have written for HTML code. So run this, run as Java application. Okay, that is done. 43,970 characters. Okay, the complete HTML source code. Okay, if you count one by one, you'll get a total of 43,970 characters. If you want, you can count it if you have time. Slowly. Okay, normally we get the code. Okay, I'm just joking. Don't take it seriously. Okay. Let me close this. So that's about page source. This method will return the source code of the current web page, right? And then this method does not accept any parameters. We are not going to provide any parameters inside this particular method. So driver.get page source, you will give you the string of complete HTML code, complete code, source code. You will get it. Okay. So remaining two things we have. So driver.close and driver.quit. These two methods are not accepting any parameters, and these two methods are used to close the browser. The difference, what exactly the difference, that I'm not going to tell it now. I'm going to tell later when we're dealing with multiple windows, multiple tabs, multiple windows. In that concept, I'm going to tell the difference. As of now, let us understand these two commands are used to close the browser which are open. Okay. So now I'm going to use, once I open the website, I'm going to use driver.close. So driver.close and driver.quit. There are two methods are available, right? So driver.close and driver.quit both are used to close the browser. As of now, you understand in this way. So later we'll discuss the difference. So let me run this. Opening the browser, opening this particular application, and then closing the browser. That's what I'm trying to do now. Okay, open. It opened the application, opened the browser at this particular statement, and we have maximized the browser at this particular statement, and we opened the application at this particular statement, and again we closed the application at this particular statement, one by one. Okay, so again driver.quit also does the same. Driver.quit. This also closes the browser. So let me run this. We are opening the application and closing the browser. Okay, it is loading still, and it closed. Clear? So that's about browser commands. Clear, everyone? Different browser commands. So currently we are not dealing anything with the body. As of now, we are not dealing anything with the body, right? Any elements. So complete body section, whatever we are seeing, we are not dealing anything inside this particular body section. Whatever we are trying to do as part of the complete browser level, we are trying to do some operations. That is the reason we call it as browser commands. So in later point of time, we'll deal with different elements. Then we will see different other commands. Okay. So these are the different browser commands that we have. Hope everyone clear. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So one request from your side, please practice. That's it. Either it could be Java or it could be Selenium. Just practice and let me know if you face any issues. Then only you'll understand what exactly issues that you are facing. Okay. So that's it.
So
So we'll see. Yeah.
So you have shown coding length, no, sir.
Pardon? Your voice is breaking.
You have shown the coding length, no, sir.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that yeah, about 44,000 coding length is there, no, sir.
Correct.
Yeah, that all we have to testers have to write or the developers you have to done that part.
No, that the designing and that is a developer's part. Okay. To automate the web application, so we need to understand the HTML code, how it will look like. That's it. So that is the reason I have shown it, how to design a simple website, so that we will clearly understand. Okay.
At all,
So how to save the file with a dot. Pardon?
That's all about
Yeah, just understanding is fine. HTML code understanding is fine. You're not going to design any web pages. Okay, you're not a developer. We are a testers. So using those HTML code only, we have to automate our scenarios. If you want to enter some text in a web element, so first you need to identify the web element. So in the later point of sessions, we are going to discuss about how to find the elements, web element, and how to enter some text, how to click on the buttons. So first we need to identify the web element using the HTML code that we have, and we have to click on, we have to perform some operation. So that is the purpose. We should know some knowledge, should have some knowledge of HTML. Okay, we're not developing anything. We're not writing any HTML code. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Even I had same question. Now it's
Okay.
clear, sir.
So we are not doing anything. HTML basics, why I have shown to for our better understanding. Normally, no one will tell. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Clear? Any other questions?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. So we'll meet again on Monday at the same
Okay,
time,
sir.
11:30. Okay. So
Okay.
happy weekend.
Happy-
Bye-bye.
Sir, bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir.